Hey guys, welcome back to Concordia Jedi for a new what if scenario. Today, we're going to discuss what would have happened if Anakin Skywalker told the Jedi about his relationship to Padme during Revenge of the Sith. Before we begin, remember to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new content. Unless, of course, you hate my content. In which case, why are you here? Anyway, we start this scenario in the first act of Revenge of the Sith. Anakin awakens from a nightmare of Padme dying in childbirth. When Padme confronts him on his nightmare, Anakin explains what he saw. Padme understandably points out that if their relationship is discovered, he'll be expelled from the Order, and Padme will likely no longer be allowed to serve in the Senate. Anakin sighs in frustration as Padme asks,
"Do you think Obi-Wan might be able to help us?"
In the film, Anakin dismisses this notion, telling her that they don't need Obi-Wan's help. But now, in this scenario, Anakin contemplates what Padme is saying. Obi-Wan was his closest friend, his brother. He never steered Anakin wrong and only wanted what was best for him. But how could he go to the man who trained him and tell him that he knowingly betrayed the Jedi Code behind his back? Still, Padme's life could be at stake here. Anakin would turn to his wife. "I'll think about it. Get some sleep." Padme would return to their bedroom as Anakin would remain outside, staring out at the city skyline. When morning came, Anakin would visit Yoda and the scene would play out as it did, leaving Anakin more confused than before. He would soon show up late to the briefing where Obi-Wan would be, chastising him for being late. Obi-Wan would soon sense Anakin's unease, however. "Anakin, is everything all right?" Anakin would walk with Obi-Wan. "Master, do you have time? I need to talk to you about something. I'm needed by the Council soon. Perhaps later we can... Master, please. It could be a matter of life or death." Obi-Wan's eyes would dart to Anakin in surprise. "Are you certain?" "I am." Obi-Wan would nod. "I suppose the Council won't miss me for one briefing. Let's talk." Anakin would lead Obi-Wan to the meditation chamber, and the two would sit across from each other. "What's troubling you, Anakin?" Anakin would fidget with the fingers on his cybernetic hand, his head hanging low. "I've had more dreams lately. Nightmares. Nightmares. The same ones I used to have about my mother, before she died." "Have you spoken to Master Yoda?" "Master Yoda can't help me here, Obi-Wan. These visions, they're of pain, suffering, and death." "Anakin, who do you see in these visions?" Anakin would look to Obi-Wan, who would start to put the pieces together. "It's Padme, isn't it?" Anakin would nod. She'll die in childbirth." Obi-Wan would look to him in surprise. "Childbirth? I wasn't aware she was even..." "Wait." Anakin's eyes shut tight as Obi-Wan put a hand to his forehead. "Anakin, you?" "I'm sorry, Master. After the Battle of Geonosis, we married in secret on Naboo. I thought I could keep this all a secret, but with these visions..." "You're afraid you're going to lose her?" Anakin nodded. "Anakin, you know my history with Satine. I loved her once. She still holds a very dear place in my heart. I don't always agree with the code, but it exists for a reason. Your attachments can be used against you, not only to Padme, but now to a child. Anakin, this is bad. This is very bad. What can I do?" "The Council must be informed. Master, they'll expel me. Given the current situation, I'd say that's the least of your problems. Anakin would hold his head and look down at the floor. Obi-Wan was disappointed in his student, but he still cared for him. The fact that Anakin chose to come clean about this in the first place was enough to tell Obi-Wan that Anakin trusted him. He would do what he could to help. Anakin, you're not alone in this. We'll go to the council together. Whatever happens, I promise you that I'll help. These visions won't come true if I can help it. Anakin would nod, still shaking as Obi-Wan put a hand on his shoulder. Perhaps it's best you tell Padme. She should be here for this. Anakin would nod. He was conflicted and scared, but at the very least he felt a sense of levity at having let Obi-Wan in on his secret. A secret that part of him believed Obi-Wan knew about deep down. After this, events would play out as they did. Anakin would have his meeting with Palpatine, who would ask for Anakin to be his personal representative on the Jedi Council, something Anakin had always wanted. While Anakin would be granted a seat on the council, he would not be granted the rank of Master. While angry about this, Anakin would be even more upset upon learning from Obi-Wan about his new assignment. What kind of nonsense is this? Put me on the council and not make me a master? It's never been done in the history of the Jedi. It's insulting. Calm down, Anakin. You have been given a great honor. To be on the council at your age, it's never happened before. The fact of the matter is that you are too close to the Chancellor. The council doesn't like it when he involves himself in Jedi affairs. I swear to you, I didn't ask to be put on the council, but it's what you wanted. Your friendship with the Chancellor seems to have paid off. What do you mean by that? It's because of your relationship with the Chancellor that the Council approved of your position. Meaning? Anakin, I'm on your side. I didn't want to put you in this position. What position? What are you talking about? The Council wants you to report on all the Chancellor's dealings. They want to know what he's up to. They want me to spy on the Chancellor? That's treason. We're at war, Anakin. Why didn't the Council give me this assignment when we were in session? This assignment is not to be on record. The Chancellor is not a bad man, Obi-Wan. He befriended me. He's looked out for me ever since I was a kid. That is why you must help us. Anakin, we owe our allegiance to the Senate, not to its leader who has managed to stay in office long after his term has expired. The Senate demanded that he stay longer. Yes, but use your feelings, Anakin. Something is out of place. You're asking me to do something against the Jedi Code, against the Republic, against a mentor and a friend. That's what's out of place here. Why are you asking this of me? The Council is asking you. Well, I don't exactly have much faith in the Council as of late. And I'm beginning to see that they feel the same way. Anakin. Anakin would turn sharply. What? I understand that you're under a lot of stress right now. I voted against the assignment, especially after what you told me this morning. Anakin would look off into the distance at Padme's apartment on the horizon. Are you off to see her now? Why? Obi-Wan would look at Anakin and place his hand on his shoulder. I think the three of us should talk. Anakin would be hesitant, but knowing that it was Padme herself who suggested asking Obi-Wan for help, he would allow his former master to accompany him to the apartment. Upon arrival, Padme would wrap her arms around Anakin, only to see Obi-Wan and immediately step away, embarrassed. Hello, Padme. We need to talk. All of us. Over the next few hours, Anakin and Padme would tell Obi-Wan everything, and go into detail about how they hid their relationship. Obi-Wan would sit and listen, not saying a word until they stopped. Then, he spoke. You are both aware that the consequences for this are severe. For both of you. Anakin, the Council would see you expelled for this. And Padme, The Senate would not allow you to remain in your position.
So what can we do?
Anakin has told me the dreams he's had as of late. The last time Anakin experienced visions like these, well, you know what happened. Anakin said nothing and looked at the floor. If these visions are set in motion, acting fast would be the best course of action. The question is how we do this.
What are you suggesting?
Obi-Wan stroked his beard. This is dangerous territory. Let me speak to a few of the other members of the council.
You won't say anything, will you?
I'm not sure what I can say, but I trust them. I feel as though they'll see reason. See reason? The members of the council don't trust me, Obi-Wan. They made that abundantly clear. You have friends, Anakin. Members who will see reason. What you've done is against the code. But you're not a villain, Anakin. You are not a bad person. What you have with Padme, many of us dream of being able to share. No matter what happens, the council will need to be informed. We meet tomorrow in session. It has to be there, for Padme's sake. We cannot risk putting it off any longer. Anakin would turn to Padme, as the two would share a quiet look of somber desperation. What do you think, Padme?
Anakin, we're still not sure whether or not these are just nightmares. You don't know what could happen.
I won't lose you, Padme. I'm not willing to take that risk. Even if I have to lead the Order. I don't care as long as I can save you. Don't lose hope, Anakin. It may not come to that. I suggest you try to get some rest. I must return to the temple. From here, events would again play out normally. Anakin would go to the Opera House and speak to Palpatine. He would learn that Grievous is hiding out on Utapau, and Palpatine would try again to get inside of Anakin's head, informing him that he knows the Council asked Anakin to spy on him. From here, he would tell Anakin the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, and Anakin would leave, now feeling that if the Jedi were unable to help, perhaps the dark side could hold the answers he seeks. The next day would come. Anakin would head to the council chamber, where the talks of war and strategy would be well underway. After giving his report, Windu would begin to discuss what should be done about General Grievous. But Anakin would stand, as Windu would stare in a confused silence.
Do you have something to add, young Skywalker?
Actually, it's another matter. A matter of utmost importance.
Perhaps this matter can wait until we're finished, Anakin.
No, Master. It can't. Obi-Wan would stand as well and join Anakin.
Master Kenobi?
Soon, a few other members of the council would also join with them, including Plo Koon and Kit Fisto. Finally, the council door would open, and Padme would step in, accompanied by 2 temple guards.
What's this about?
I can't keep this to myself any longer. My mind is clouded. I have no alternative solutions. I've trained as a Jedi since I was 9. And in that time, I've learned much about what it means to be a Jedi. But I failed to uphold the code. Windu would stare suspiciously at Anakin as Yoda's ears would droop. He knew what was to come.
What are you trying to say, young Skywalker?
I have broken the Jedi code. I've fallen in love and married Senator Amidala. And she's expecting a child. Whispers grew amongst the members of the council as Anakin would put his arm around Padme.
This is very serious. Master Kenobi, is this true?
Yes, Master. It is.
You understand that this is cause for your expulsion from the Jedi Order.
Anakin stepped forward. I don't have a choice here. My wife. I've had visions. Premonitions of her dying in childbirth. I've experienced these visions before with my mother. She died just as my dreams predicted. and I refuse to lose my wife. Masters, Anakin has been nothing but loyal to the Jedi and the Republic for years. While he has broken the code, surely there must be an alternative to casting him out without question.
The code is the core of our Jedi beliefs, Master Kenobi. Those who do not follow the code are not fit to be Jedi. Actions such as this require swift judgment on behalf of the Council.
Plo Koon spoke up.
My apologies, Master Windu, but the Council has not always had the best judgment, especially not in recent years. Do you remember what happened to Ahsoka Tano?
Ahsoka was cleared of her charges and was offered back her role as a Jedi.
And who was it who helped clear her name? The Council and the Order had turned their backs on her. Only Skywalker took the initiative to clear her name. Do you believe that the Council should rush again to such harsh judgment without hearing Anakin's side of the story?
Skywalker has admitted to his crime. What more evidence is required? Anakin may have broken the code, yes. But so have you, Master Mundi. So have I. So have many of us. I don't think I'm wrong in saying that none of us have kept the Jedi Code to the letter. Not even you, Master Windu. Yoda would tap his cane to the floor, signaling for silence. They would stare at the weary Jedi.
Hear what Skywalker has to say. We will. Decide what to do then. We will.
For the next hour, Anakin and Padme, with Obi-Wan as a witness, would tell the Council everything. By the time they were finished, Anakin felt a pit form in his stomach. He was certain that he would not like what was to come. Master Windu spoke.
So you admit to not only violating the Jedi Code, but violating the trust of your master and the Council as well?
I don't deny it, Master Windu. It's true. I'm prepared to accept what judgment is decided. But I beg of you to help me save Padme.
Not the way of the Jedi is it to interfere with the natural way of life.
Obi-Wan spoke.
Perhaps not. But perhaps it is not the will of the Force that threatens her life.
You believe that it may be an outside threat?
I do. I've spoken to Padme. Medically, she's completely healthy. There's no reason to believe she would experience trouble in childbirth. The dreams Anakin had about his mother were a warning. The same dreams he has now could very well be the same. Windu looked to the other members of the Council as the sun began to crest the distant city skyline.
What would you have us do then?
Anakin spoke up.
Keep her safe. Provide security. All I ask for is your help and time. Help me save her. And if the Council decides that I should be expelled after, then I'll go. But not until I know she's going to be okay.
Windu would look to Yoda and the members of the Council before turning his attention back to Anakin.
Step outside with Senator Amidala. The Council must come to a decision.
Anakin would bow as he and Padme would step outside the Council chamber and wait. The two would hold hands and stare out the window at the sunset, worried about what the decision would be.
Anakin, I'm worried. This could all be for nothing.
I have to believe they can help, Padme. I won't lose you.
In his mind, Anakin knew that if the Jedi couldn't help, maybe Palpatine could. Inside the chamber, the members of the Council debated before coming to a vote.
All in favor of Anakin's expulsion from the Jedi Order.
Several members of the Council raised their hands.
All opposed?
Again, several hands were raised. An even vote. Until a small green hand rose in the air. Master Windu looked at Yoda, whose hand was raised.
Cast away, Skywalker. We will not. In his time of need, he comes to us. Reckless he has been, yes. Broken the code, yes. But to preserve life is the way of the Jedi. If threatened is the life of Senator Amidala, protect her, we will. Remain within our order for now, he will. Kept within these walls, this meeting must be. Speak nothing we must to outside ears. When assured the Senator's safety is judgment, we will pass on Skywalker.
Windu sighed and nodded.
It's settled there. Bring him in.
The guards retrieved Anakin and Padme as they were once more brought before the council.
Anakin Skywalker, the council has reached a decision. We will help you. We will keep Senator Amidala safe. You will remain within the order until the birth of your child. Escort the senator where she needs to go during the day and keep an eye on her. We will assist when needed and consult the archives for guidance. When this is over, we will pass final judgment.
Anakin sighed in relief, feeling as though a crushing weight had been lifted from his shoulders.
Thank you. I will accept that judgment when it comes.
Anakin would escort Padme home, both feeling a strange combination of relief and worry. All the while, the council would decide to send Obi-Wan Kenobi to hunt down General Grievous on Utapau. And here, we would see the major shift within the story. Obi-Wan would indeed go to Utapau just as in the original story, while Anakin would indeed visit the Chancellor. Anakin would not be easily swayed by Palpatine's words. Palpatine, realizing that he was losing his hold over Anakin, would reveal that he is a Sith Lord, and that he knows the power to save Padme. Anakin's world would be rocked by this revelation. And even though Palpatine would try to convince Anakin that the Jedi could not be trusted to save his wife, Anakin would leave and inform Windu of what Palpatine had said, bringing Padme along as he had been instructed to escort her. Windu would assemble a team of Jedi and would tell Anakin to remain within the council chamber until he returned. Anakin would protest, his mind conflicted on whether Palpatine was telling the truth or not. However, Windu would again tell him to stay. And so, in the council chamber, Anakin would sit and wait with Padme, holding her close, his hands trembling. Padme was the most important person in his life, and he couldn't bear the idea of losing her. A part of him wanted to leave and go stop Master Windu. But then he looked into Padme's eyes. She too was worried. Not about her death, though. She was worried about Anakin. Delicately, she held onto his cheeks and kissed him, holding on to him. Anakin's fear would gradually subside as he held his wife in his arms. All the while, Windu's confrontation with Palpatine would play out nearly the same. Agent Kolar, Saesee Tiin, and Kit Fisto would perish, and Windu would get the upper hand on Palpatine. Except this time, Anakin stayed back at the temple with Padme, something Palpatine hadn't anticipated. After failing to destroy Windu with Force lightning, Windu wouldn't hesitate and in one final stroke, killed Darth Sidious, ending the Sith for good. Within the hours to come, the news would break that Palpatine had been killed by Master Windu. All eyes were on the Jedi now, with many viewing them as traitors. Bail Organa and Padme, however, would speak on the behalf of the Jedi, and with witness testimony from Anakin Skywalker, and upon searching the Chancellor's office, evidence would be found that pointed to Palpatine's involvement in both sides of the war. The trial would be lengthy, lasting a few weeks. During this time, Obi-Wan and Yoda would return, and Padme was getting closer to her due date. Finally, the Jedi were found innocent of all charges, and the Senate would move to elect a new Chancellor, most likely Bail Organa or Senator Mon Mothma. Within the following days, Padme would go into labor, and now, receiving the best medical care available, and with Anakin by her side, she would give birth to not one child, but twins, a boy and a girl. The boy would be named Luke. However, the girl in this story, I feel, would be named Shmi Skywalker, after Anakin's mother. Padme would live, as would the two children. Order 66 would not have come to pass, and all the while, Maul would be captured and imprisoned for life while Ahsoka would go on to slowly make amends with the Jedi, even being the first to greet Anakin and Padme with their children. The day came, however, for Anakin's final judgment before the council. As he stood before them, Windu would speak up.
Anakin Skywalker, you are here to face judgment for violating the Jedi Code.
Yes, Master. I am.
In light of recent events, however, The Council has come to a decision, giving your loyalty to the Order and aiding in the defeat of the Sith. We are willing to withdraw our judgment and allow you to remain within the Jedi Order.
Obi-Wan would smile to Anakin, but Anakin would shake his head.
With all respect, Masters, I think my time as a Jedi has come to an end. The Sith are gone, and I have a new future to think about. A quiet future with my wife and my children.
The council members would look to each other.
Is that what you have decided?
It is. If you need my help in the future, I'll be in touch.
Go then with the Force, young Skywalker.
Anakin would nod and leave, gathering his few belongings from his quarters before the door opened behind him. There, Obi-Wan stood. So, after all of that, you're leaving?
I'm sorry, Obi-Wan. Don't be sorry, Anakin. This chapter of your life may be behind you now, but you have a new chapter to look forward to.
Anakin would smile and reach out his cybernetic hand as Obi-Wan took it in his own and shook.
Here to say goodbye, then? Well, actually, I was sent to retrieve your lightsaber, but something tells me you might need it in the future.
Anakin smirked.
It's kind of fun disobeying orders, isn't it?
Obi-Wan would raise an eyebrow as he turned to the door.
I'll tell them you left before I could find you. May the Force be with you, Anakin. You too, Master.
Anakin and his family would leave and settle down on Naboo, right on the lakeside where Padme always wanted to have their family. Anakin was finally whole and at peace. He never had any more nightmares. In time, his children would grow, and Anakin would teach them the ways of the Force. And that's where we'll end this What If. I realized this was sort of a remake of my What If Yoda Fought Grievous What If, but I wanted to tell a story that felt plausible, at least to me. So, what did you guys think? Did you enjoy this video? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to share this video on social media if you enjoyed. And remember, the Force will be with you. Always.